Three albums are dropping today. Three albums are dropping today. Hey, 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 hey. So yes, three albums are dropping today. I cannot believe the words I am saying. I, for one, am so proud of myself for all the hard work that I put into this with me, my different and creative mind. It is really unreal. No, I had a dream of uploading 2 albums at once. Now it's 3. Well, I got the cream of the crop. So, a few things I want to say about this album, so on, and these 3 albums, so on and so forth. So, the last album I made, which was my first album, Bjorn's Fight for Revenge. That album really got exact emotion, okay? It got that fight type energy, that fight emotion, that ground level type emotion. The 3 next albums I have produced and I have made, these albums are going to be more, there will be a lot of emotion there. One of the things I love about my music is it really gets to the core and it really gets to a lot of the emotion out there. Okay, so it's going to be more up there, it's going to be more around, it's going to be embracing basically everything, and it's not going to be like just a down to level. I don't want to say Bjorn's Fight for Revenge album was down to level, but it did capture just a very, very exact emotion. While these 3 albums are more, I don't want to say spiritual, but it can be represented in that way of where it's just and these albums are extremely unique. For one, the music I produce and make, okay, I've never heard anything like that, okay? One of the things is I may have heard instruments like in other songs, but how these things are being used and how it is conducted and how it's orchestrated is really top notch. It's one of a kind. I've never heard any music like this before, okay? This is literally, I've been told that I'm a part of the new music generation. And I've been told that, that's what I've really been told. I'm part of the new music generation because no one really ever hears music like mine. Right? And I say that all in humility, okay? Alright, but, I also am bragging a bit too. Let's see here. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I might as well say this right here, right now. For these 3 albums, no samples. That's right. It's all original, okay? Alright, and one of the biggest compliments that I get from my music, okay, or when people listen to my music, what I try to portray in these songs or the stories I tell, and people don't see the videos that are to these music, they're like, wow, they get it like on the point, okay? Like for example, there was this one sound that I showed a friend of the family. I showed her this one sound, okay, and she never saw the video, okay, and she's like, I feel like someone's watching me, okay, and then she listened to another sound. I feel like people are twirling things around in the air, okay, they're doing some type of fencing. She's never even ever seen it. We never ever talked about it. No one ever talked to her about it before, and she said all those things. And it's like, that's one of the biggest compliments I've ever had, okay? So on and so forth, where my music is like it's telling the story I want to tell, which is great. Great job, Zach. Woo! And and let's see here. What else I want to say? I want to thank everyone. I would say like my family, friends who have been a part of my music stuff and even filming. Thanks so much. It's been a lot of fun riding with y'all. But from further ado, the 3 albums, okay? So this past summer, I made a found footage movie, okay? I actually just edited it within the past 2 weeks, okay? Made all the sounds to it. Alright. First album, okay? The Shadow. Alright. Second album. The Voices That Sing to Me at Night While It's Light. That album is more of beats that I've made. Okay? And I don't even know how many tracks, but that one's got a lot of tracks. Each one, I think, goes below... Each one, I think, gets around 10. Some go above 10. And the third one, last but not least, very powerful. Actually, I think this is actually, in fact, out of the 3 and out of all the sounds that are combined, I would say this is probably my favorite album, okay? When I listen to this album, I am astonishingly surprised that I made those and just the unique sounds of that album, okay? Paralyzed. Heck yeah. Alright, this album is for a soundtrack that a friend and I, we made this movie, and it's coming up on a year, okay? And it's coming up on a year, and we did all the filming last winter, and some of the spring too. And last spring, I started some editing, and, I didn't have the studio I work on now. So the first sounds that were ever recorded for Paralyzed was on a broken piano. And that was just me kind of just playing around with it and just having fun. So the intro to that album will be very much... I don't want to go back and rehash some of the stuff and do all the audio editing work again. So with that being said, so that album is going to have some background noise of the film, of the character doing that. I think that'll add a little bit more of a dynamic, more of a dynamic to it and more of a flavor. And I think for me, knowing that I'll listen to it, that'll help me get into the mindset of the character, okay, or that journey without even watching the video, but kind of knowing what the individual is going through, right? The thing I love about music is feeling, okay? Music can speak to the most deepest emotions in humans, and that's why I think it is very unbelievably I'll use the word internal or even earth-shattering, right? And one of the things I really am very proud about, and I take a lot of pride, is that all of this stuff is very unique. I really wanted to go origination style, okay? All right, I want to do things that are different, okay? And that's what these 3 albums are all about. That's what's a driving force for me when I make my music. I want to do things original and different, okay? I like, for one, another thing, when I listen to my music or how it's conducted, how it's orchestrated, I've never heard anything like it, okay? It's truly new music. So yeah. 3 albums, lift off.